It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. New name alert. New name alert. Let me do this real quick. New name alert. Uh, Wildin' Out Wednesdays. Oh, I'm live. All right, Wildin' Out Wednesdays is a new name. We got that here. Let me make sure that if you are coming in, go on and drop your name, say something. This is Antoine. Let me make sure I can see your comments on my screen. Just a second, just a second, just a second, just a second. Edit. All right. So it's Antoine. Today is Wednesday, which is now as of today. Let me get my focus together. As of today, it's Wildin' Out Wednesdays. So I'm going to talk about some relationship stuff, and the relationship reality check is what I'm actually going to talk about. Reality check. Let me put this name in here. I was working on something else before I came in. So I'm going to post this here. Relationship reality check. All right. So today, as I normally do on Wednesdays, I take a break from some of my super serious talk and deal with just the relationships, something that I know enough about to act like I know a lot about it. But if you're gonna hang out, post an emoji, post something in the chat so that I know you're here. Say hello, say hi, say good day, say happy Wednesday. Guess what day it is? It's hump day. Is it hump day? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. So relationship reality check. So let's talk about it. Have you ever had a moment where you had this aha moment in a relationship? You had this moment where you're like, oh, I get it. It makes sense. I understand. That moment of reckoning, I guess you could say, where you're like, wait, it's not them, it's me, or it's not me, it's them, or it's both of us, or whatever the case may be. So, relationship reality check, and then we're calling this today Wildin' Out Wednesdays. Thanks to a partner in crime over here in the corner in the room, Mr. Hollins, who was like, Wildin' Out Wednesdays. So today is Wildin' Out Wednesday. But the first question is, have you ever had a relationship chip reality check? Yes or no? Had that moment where I gotta make sure my spelling is correct. Have you ever had a relationship reality check where you're like, man, I get it? So I'll talk about something uh, that happened to me. So for some of you, I've been married at one point in my life, and then I'm not married at this point in my life, and one day I may get married again. But I think I had a relationship reality check really at the end of my marriage. I had some moments before the end, but I had a reality check like once it was like done. I had this reality check of like, wait, this situation is not right. This situation is not what that is. And if you've been there before, just say hi, say I've been there, or something. Where you can say, I've had this reality check. I've had this moment where it's like, yo, this isn't working because of this, or this is working because of this. So the reality check doesn't always have to be something bad. It could literally be like, oh, this makes sense. I make sense. So oftentimes the reality check happens after something big happens. Like maybe there's an argument, maybe there's a fight, maybe there's a difference of opinion, maybe there's this moment where you thought a person was somebody else, and you realize that, wait, the person I thought this was is not really who this is based on their actions. I can say that I've experienced this. I've experienced, even in myself, not being who I thought I was, or not understanding what I thought I understood, or just having this moment where it's like, oh, it's not them, it's me, or it's not me, it's them. And when this happens, we literally have to take a moment to step back and be like, what do I have to fix about me? Because at the end of the day, you can't fix another person. You can be available for another person, but you can't fix them. You can share with another person, but you can't fix them. You can sympathize and even empathize with another person, but you cannot fix what is wrong with them. Sometimes people are dealing with things internally that cause them to react based on what's happening internally. Sometimes it's literally a reaction. It's not. It is not a response. It's a reaction where something happens and I reacted. Most of the time, our reactions happen because of these things that are going on inside of us. We are all I heard somebody say last night that we all have some level of self-discipline issues or self-control issues. We all have this a place in us that lacks discipline in a certain area, and not everybody lacks discipline in the same area. So in relationships, when you lack the discipline to communicate, when you lack the discipline to let your voice be heard in a respectful way, sometimes reality checks happen. Your reality check may happen when you realize that, wait, I've been cooking all these years, but I really can't cook. And then your family or your partner or whatever is like, I ain't want to say nothing. Like, reality checks can happen in a lot of different ways. Your reality check in a relationship might have been like, I'm doing too much. Yours may be, I'm not doing enough for this. Yours may be, I'm giving everything I have. Or yours may be like, you know what, this person is giving a lot and I'm not giving it back. What was your reality check in your relationship, in your previous relationship, that made you say, oh, I got it. It makes sense. I understand. And so for me, one of my reality checks was that I was doing stuff for the wrong reasons. And even when you do stuff for the wrong reasons, you can technically call it what it is. When you do stuff for the wrong reasons or with the wrong intent, it's essentially manipulation. You say, because I want A, B, and C, I'm going to give D, E, and F so that I can get A, B, C, A, B, and C. Now, when it comes to manipulation or manipulating can sometimes be seen as a bad thing, but there is a brighter side of manipulation. But we have been indoctrinated to see the bad side of manipulation. So to manipulate, and I heard this in a sermon years ago, manipulate is just to turn stuff in a favorable direction for what you need. So if you are packing a truck, you may have to manipulate certain boxes and move them in certain ways so that other boxes can fit. Now, if you don't do any manipulation in the truck while you're moving the boxes, you may end up not filling up the truck very efficiently. So in relationships, there is sometimes this moment of manipulation. Like, literally, sometimes men and even women will manipulate situations so that they can get the favor or the thing that they need. We used to call it brownie points. Oh, you earning those brownie points. You do something kind, you do something great so that you can earn these points. And then you have this reality check that says, I am only doing certain things to gather these points. In relationships, I have to make sure I can see your comments. If you're commenting, let me I may not be able to see them. I gotta double check. All right. Yeah, but if you're gonna hang out, let me know that you're here. But yeah, so in relationships, we all have this part of us that manipulates. We turn things in a direction that it favors us. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or a good thing. I am saying that manipulating things is not always a bad thing. Like, in order to get out of a parking spot, like when you, or to even get into a parking spot, when you're parallel parking, You have to manipulate the will. You have to turn it a certain way to get into the position that you need to get into. So when it comes to relationships, you sometimes have to have this reality, this come to Jesus moment with yourself that says, well, what am I doing that is ineffective for relationships? What am I doing that is ineffective for communication? And sometimes reality checks break us down, that because we don't always want to deal with the reality of things. Sometimes our reality is we aren't as kind as we thought we were. Sometimes the reality, and this is a harsh reality, but sometimes the reality is, yo, you're mean and don't even realize you're mean. You're saying things that are hurtful because you are hurt, but you don't realize what you're saying because it's just become who you are now. Some people have become a product of their past. They've become a product of their hurt, as well as some people have become a product of the good things that have happened in life. In a relationship, the dynamics change very often, and we have to constantly live in reality. In most relationships, I think we sometimes get into these positions to where we're living in an alternative universe or altered universe. But in fact, we are actually in a relationship, but our minds are in this altered universe. We become selfish, we become condescending, we belittle people, we do all of these types of things, not realizing the damage that we're doing to the relationship. Your your relationship, our relationships can be damaged because of a lack of reality. The reality is you are not perfect. I am not perfect. The reality is you didn't communicate well. I didn't communicate well. The reality is I'm hurt. You're hurt. The reality is you can do better. I can do better, because in most relationships we have become great at our reality being point the finger at the person that hurt me, point the finger at the person that did something wrong, but in fact sometimes we are the one that's doing stuff wrong. And we have to understand that there is no perfect relationship. People will do wrong things, and when I say relationship, this is not just personal relationships, this is business relationships, this is whatever relationship that you can think of. Have you had a reality check in your relationship? Because oftentimes we will what's the best way to say this? We will make people live in our reality when we're not even really living in our reality. And our reality is based on perception. So because I perceive a certain thing a certain way, it is my reality. And there's a statement that said perception is reality. With this whole premise that perception is a reality says the way I see something, the angle in which I see it is true to me. But somebody else can be looking from the other side, and in relationships, somebody is looking from the other side, and their perception is different. So, ill placed word, an unintentional statement can be perceived the wrong way. And it may not be meant to hurt, it may not be meant to do whatever. It just make like some people, we make mistakes. And we have to admit that we all make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we often make them because of our perception in the situation. So, because I perceived something a certain way, I made a certain decision. Because I saw this way, I made a decision. But when it comes to relationships, we have to somehow see each other's reality, and we have to check those realities. Like my reality is that you were mean today, and that other person's reality is like I had a hard day. I didn't mean to be mean to you. I was acting out because of what happened in my day. But the perception was no, you were being mean to me, and then now the other person is being mean. There's a fight. There's an argument. There's drama. So when we deal with people, we have to be willing to adjust to the fact that their reality and their situation is different. You sometimes have to put yourself in other people's shoes, even like we are sometimes hurt over things that didn't mean to hurt us. They were just said the wrong way. They were said with the wrong energy, and because of what we were perceiving, we allowed things that were never meant to hurt us to hurt us. Then we're fighting our hurts, we're fighting those battles. So I say all of this to say sometimes you need a reality check in your relationships. Whatever kind of relationship it is, you have to have a reality check. And the reality check simply says, I can't only see life through my perceptions. I have to see my life through a multiplicity of things so that I can understand what's happening. Because when I got married, I realized the moment after I said I do and we made it home, I was like, wait, this is different. Like the day before it wasn't different, but this day it was the day before it was one thing, the following day it was another thing, and it's like, wait, I'm living in a whole new reality because reality changes even if your perception chooses not to change. You can continue to see the glass is half empty, but if the person you're with is seeing the glass half full, you're going to have reality issues because their perception is their reality. So have a reality check. Talk to whoever you're in relationship and commitment with, in friendship with. If somebody has hurt you, if somebody has bothered you, have a meeting of the minds and say, hey, you know what? You did this 3 years ago. And not to necessarily bring up the past, but some of us are living in our past. So because we're living in our past, we have to deal with our past. And you can say, when you made this statement, I didn't know the heart or the mindset that you were coming from. And that hurt me, that damaged me, that affected me. And I need to understand. Now, reality check doesn't always mean you're going to get closure. And I believe that you won't always get closure to everything. You won't know the truth about everything because honestly, some of the times, if you know the truth, it's going to damage you more than just living in your assumptions, but you shouldn't live in your assumptions. So you have to push through and say, you know what, I assume this and I can't let my assumptions take me over. I can't let the fact that I will never know the whole truth take me over. I just have to keep living. I have to heal, I have to deal, and I have to move on. I have to heal, I have to deal, and I have to move on. But yeah, that's kind of my talk. I had a lot to say and wanted to say it in a short period of time. Hey, Dee Dee, and I'm getting an unknown call. I got a text message. But yeah, allow yourself to heal, but don't look for people to heal you. Don't look for people to be the answers to your solutions. You have to seek out answers, and you have to figure out your way of getting these answers. But don't go looking for closure in every situation. Sometimes when a situation is over, you just have to accept the fact that that's over. That was that season. And even though you may be emotionally connected to the past, you have to say the past was the past. And I'm a better person today. That situation is better today. And we have to continue to move forward in our lives. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully, you have a great Wednesday. Hopefully, you're staying encouraged. Hopefully, you're staying focused. Even if it's hard, stay focused. Make your dreams come true. Live your life as if you want your dreams to become reality. All right, that's all I got for you guys. And peace out.